If you're anything like me, then maybe you fall into that obscure intersection of shooters who prefer traditional double-action pistols, but who also appreciate lightweight polymer carry guns with modern features. For people with such sophisticated preferences, I think one of the best options available is the Beretta Px4 Storm Compact Carry. When I reviewed the original Px4 Compact 9mm a year and a half ago, I was really impressed with Beretta's factory aftermarket support for this gun. You can customize all the controls and even change the internals with parts available directly from Beretta. The vanilla Px4 Compact is a good pistol right out of the box, but most shooters who are really serious about training and concealed carry are probably going to find a couple of things that they would want to change. So early last year, Beretta answered that demand when they introduced the Px4 Compact Carry. This variant is the brainchild of shooting instructor and Beretta consultant Ernest Langdon. Based on his recommendations, the Px4 Compact Carry takes advantage of some of those existing parts from Beretta's catalog to improve the gun's overall ergonomics and concealability. The wide ambidextrous slide-mounted safety levers have been replaced with low-profile stealth decock-only levers that sit nearly flush with the slide. Instead of a large ambi slide catch lever, it has a narrower left side only lever. And in addition to the small magazine release found on the original Px4 Compact, the Compact Carry also comes with a medium and a large mag release, either of which can be installed for right or left-handed use. Inside the gun, you will find the Beretta Competition Trigger Group installed, which reduces the weight of the single-action trigger from about 5 pounds to 4 pounds. The only non-Beretta parts on this variant are the Ameriglow sights, which include a bright orange front sight with a tritium insert and a black rear sight. In the box with the pistol, you also get a set of Talon grip decals, which you can apply to improve the gun's grip texture. To distinguish the Compact Carry from the original, the slide has a Cerakote sniper gray finish, and in case you had any doubts about the overall value of this package, Beretta includes a third 15-round magazine. This is not just a review gun for me. This is actually the gun I carry almost every day. I carried the Compact for several months back when I first reviewed it, and then I came back to it this past summer, and now I'm using the Compact as my dedicated training gun that gets used and abused, and the Compact Carry is what I actually wear on my belt every day, and it only gets fired occasionally. I've got two holsters that I really like for this gun. One is the Wing Claw 2.5 from JM Custom Kydex, and the other is the Keeper from Keeper's Concealment. Both of them are really good, but the Keeper gives me a slightly quicker draw stroke, while the JM Custom prints a little less at the belt line. If you saw my Px4 Compact review, you might have noticed that minus the Cerakote finish, I already had my Compact set up with pretty much the same modifications the Compact Carry comes with. And I can tell you, it is much cheaper to start with the Compact Carry than to buy all those parts individually. I've also made a few extra changes of my own to the Compact Carry, which again mirror what I did to my Compact. The most important is the decock lever. I appreciate the idea of the low profile levers. The original levers are big with sharp edges that are really no fun if you use an overhand grip to rack the slide, but the stealth levers are just a little too flat for me to operate with my thumb unless I shift the grip in my hand. So I left the stealth lever on the right side, and then on the left side I've got a 92 style lever that Beretta makes for the Px4. It makes decocking much easier, but it's not sharp like the standard levers. The Competition Trigger Group really only impacts the trigger in single action. To lower the weight of the double action trigger from about 10 pounds to around 8 pounds, I installed the Beretta D-Series hammer spring. And like a lot of shooters, I have trouble reaching the small mag release button, so I've been taking advantage of the optional medium and large buttons. But with both of those, the sharp edge on the mag release will dig right into my support hand, so I just round it off with some sandpaper, and now I don't even really notice it's there until I need it. If there was only one other thing I could change about this gun, it would be the grip texture. It's just way too smooth and slippery. The Talon grip decals do help with that, but the rubbery texture is not the same as if the frame itself was textured. Now that might not seem like a big deal, but I'll tell you where I've noticed a difference. A polymer grip frame with aggressive texture doesn't really add any resistance from friction until you actually apply grip pressure. But the Talon decals have a kind of sticky feel to them just when you touch them with light pressure. So for me, this becomes an issue when I'm drawing the gun. For an efficient draw stroke, I want a full firing grip on the gun before it even comes out of the holster. So I want to be able to slide my fingers into place and get all the grip I'm ever going to get before I actually draw. Now the sticky Talon grip texture makes that kind of difficult. But once I actually start shooting, I don't want the gun slipping around in my hand, and that's where the Talon grips are really useful. So my compromise solution is to trim the grip tape on the front strap and the back strap where the gun already has some decent texture anyway, and leave it on the sides. Now that's worked out pretty well, but I still think the gun could really benefit from a good stipple job. The Ameriglow sights are a huge improvement over the factory 3-dot sights. I have all of my handguns set up with a plain black rear and a high visibility front sight, so this should be right up my alley, but I really wish the front sight wasn't so wide. This pistol has a relatively short barrel, which means a short sight radius. Combine that with a wide front sight and you've got a sight picture that's really unforgiving of any minor misalignment. I have found that I can more reliably get good hits on small targets and targets at long distances when I have a slightly more narrow front sight. Now, in the grand scheme of things, those are really minor complaints. The fact is that every handgun is a compromise of some kind. I have yet to find a pistol for any price that has everything I would want a carry gun to have. But this one has most of what I want and everything I need. It's accurate and reliable. It's got a good balance of shootability, concealability, safety, and cost. It's a gun I can carry, but also train hard with and take with me to high round count shooting classes. But even if this pistol isn't really your thing, you have to give Beretta some credit here. The time between when the Px4 Compact Carry was first suggested and the time it hit store shelves can be measured in months, not years. That kind of responsiveness to consumer demand from a major manufacturer is almost unheard of in this industry. So hopefully Beretta continues this trend, and it's a sign of more good things to come.